Hello everyone, how are you all doing today? My name is Sharda Nandkumar and I'm here today with you to cover some tips on home gardening. During the last episode on the Digital Wellness channel, which is all about gardening, I covered my home garden, which is here right behind me. The sunshine falling on the grass after the rains have stopped today. It's a beautiful day out here today. During that, we covered some of the vegetables, some of the flower, some of the foliage plants, succulents, and the time and care which is required for each of these. We also covered some of the homemade fertilizers which I'm using for these plants, the kind of nutrient care and the plant care which is required for them. After watching the last episode, some of you came back to me and asked about how are these fertilizers prepared, what are the kinds of ingredients which are required, do we necessarily need to buy some of the chemical fertilizers, what is the duration between which we have to use these fertilizers and so on. So I thought, why not cover this topic for today? I'll take you through some of these homemade ingredients which I use for my garden. In fact, I rarely purchase anything from the market, very few of them. Some of the examples are tea leaves, coffee powder, onion peels, eggshells. These can be used for your garden from your kitchen. So let's talk about it in detail. Let's begin. So here's a glimpse of the various kinds of fertilizers which I am using for my plants. So if you see this, this is the onion peel fertilizer. It's not yet a fertilizer, it's still in the form of peel. So all the onion peels which you are using in your kitchen and goes into the dustbin, just collect it. Tea leaves, these are dried tea leaves. When we make tea and the tea which is filtered, we usually put it into the dustbin. Do not put it into the dustbin, just collect it through, dry it and use it for the plants. These are eggshells which I just wash it and keep it. After washing and drying it for a day or two, I then ground it in the mixer, and this is how it becomes. This is the banana peel powder. If you see this, these are the banana skin. I dry it in the sun for about a week, or it usually takes, depending on the kind of weather. If it's very sunny, within 2 to 3 days it is pretty ready. Otherwise it takes a little bit of time. Once it is dried up, just ground it in your mixer, and there you have the banana peel powder. So what next? How do you use these onion peels? The way the onion peels can be used is you can make a fertilizer out of it. You can see that I have got a bowl of water. Just put these onion peels into the water. Yeah. Just close it, and I have used a few of the onion peels, but you can use a lot of it. You can just close it and keep it aside for about 3 days. On the third day or even the second day, you would find a kind of a fungus layer which is formed on it. Just mix it and use that water to water your plants. You can use it on your vegetables, you can use on your flowers, you can use on any of these. Now what is it which is the main nutrient which is available in all of these? Tea powder being one of the best, they have got nitrogen, phosphorus and calcium. You will often hear the word NPK, which is basically nitrogen, phosphorus and calcium, and potassium, which is used for these plants. NPK, and NPK is available in the market in various proportions. You need not buy it from the market. You can actually use your homemade ingredients for these. Like I said earlier, the tea leaves are one of the best source for it. Eggshells, they give a lot of calcium to the plants. They have a humongous amount of minerals and calcium which is available in them. So just you can just either crush it and put it directly around the plants, or ground it like a powder, which I usually do, and put it around the plants. Banana peels, dry it and grind it, and you have the powder available which you can use for these plants. All of these plants have different kinds of nutrients available with them. The banana peel is a very rich source of potassium. It can be used for flowers, roses, different kinds of rose plants, vegetables, tomatoes. It provides a lot of potassium to the plants. Similarly, onion peel. Onion is rich in calcium, iron, magnesium and copper also, which is again very useful for the plants. A similar provider of calcium is the eggshells. Eggshells is one of the richest sources of calcium which can be provided to the plants. Tea powder. Tea powder has all the three. It has nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Instead of using the tea powder, you can also use the tea bags. Tea bags which we use to make tea, you can instead of throwing it into the dustbin, you can actually put it into the mud, into the soil of your plants, just next to the stem of the plants, and it's a rich source of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. A similar source of nutrients is coffee. I have not kept it here, but coffee is another very rich source which can be used for the plant. Another way by which the banana peel can be used is just cut these into pieces, and then again, like the onion peels, you can just soak it into the water. Let it be in the water for another 2 to 3 days. Just 2 to 3 days is enough. In fact, you can use a liter of water. You can use 1 liter of water with a few banana skin pieces. Just cover it, keep it for 2 to 3 days, and there you can use it for the plants. Instead of grinding it in your mixer, you can just soak it in the water and use the water for your plants. So these are some of the quick fertilizers which come in from your kitchen. Another big thing which I have not shown here is the kitchen waste. For example, your potato skin which is filled with minerals and vitamins. You can use your onion peel which I just showed, your cucumber peel. Use all of those kitchen peels for your plants. Just put it into the soil, or the other way to do it is boil it in water. Use the water to water your plants. These beautiful flowers which are there on this plant, the hibiscus and the roses which are coming here. For all of these, I have been using the tea leaves, the eggshells and the banana peels. Of course, in addition to that, you get some specific organic chemicals for the rose. I use a little of that, but in most of the times I use the homemade ingredients. Let's talk about the buttermilk and how it can be used for plants. How is it useful for plants? Buttermilk helps in shooing away the fungal infections which you typically see in plants. You can also shoo away the powdery mildew. There's a white color mildew which comes on the plants. This helps in providing nutrients to the plants, and it also helps in shooing away the fungal infection which is seen on the plants. I've always seen my father-in-law, whenever there's a little amount of buttermilk left, he would come and pour it onto the plants. So this is a great way or a home remedy to ensure that your curry leaf plant or your tree is growing very well. And in addition to that, it's also providing the nutrients which are required for the plants. Now let's talk about another way by which you can get rid of all these insects and pests and the powdery mildew which you see on your plants, or the white color mealy bugs which you'll see on your chili plants, hibiscus, tomatoes. You would see it on the brinjal plants, chili plants. It's very common. So how do you get rid of some of that? So take 1 spoon of neem oil. You get this in the medical shops. Baking soda. You can use 1 spoon of baking soda and any soap liquid. You can use soap powder, or you can use soap liquid like this, just 1 or half a spoon of this. Put it into a bottle of water, 1 liter of water. I am using my leftover Colin spray bottle for this. Just put it into 1 liter of water and just mix it up and use it regularly to spray on your plants. You can spray it on the leaves because you'll usually see all these insects sitting on the bottom of your leaves and falling and forming a kind of a white color layer. Hibiscus plant, it will be on the stems. Just spray all the stems and leaves with this liquid, and this will help in getting rid of your white mildew or powdery mildew or your pests which usually sit on the leaves. You can see these white kind of spots which come on the tomatoes. You can just spray these in the evenings. Is better time to actually spray these. These are my tomatoes. Just give them a little spray and the plants are healthy after that. Last part which I wanted to show you was the rooting hormone. Whenever you're taking a plant and repotting it, or you have used a plant for propagation, for those of you who are gardeners and you love to take the cuttings of plants and plant it into another pot, you can use when you're transplanting your stem into another pot, use cinnamon powder. I usually grind the cinnamon and keep it. Just twirl the branches into the cinnamon powder, and I can actually take out a branch and show you how it is usually done. You can, for example, see this, and you just put it into this. You can see this. This helps in preventing a root rot. Usually what happens is when you're taking from one pot to another pot, it tends to rot, and if you want to avoid your root rotting, you can actually use this as one of the sources for avoiding root rot. This is your cinnamon powder, which I regularly use. The second option is turmeric. This is again turmeric, homemade the turmeric which you use in the kitchen. Just dip it a little bit into the turmeric and put it into your pot, into the soil. A third option is honey. Honey is another option which you can actually use for dipping the root. Take a little bit into another small vessel. Dip your roots into this, in the stem and with the roots, and repot it into another pot. This will help in avoiding the root rotting which you would typically see and makes the plant die. With this, the plant will not die, the roots will not rot at all. It's a great way to use a homemade option and help your plants survive. You get ready-made rooting hormones in the market, definitely you do. But these are the easier and simpler ways to actually use things from your kitchen into this. Folks, that's all that I have today in today's episode. I hope you were able to enjoy the episode and get a lot of information on how these home remedies can be used for your plant care and for providing the requisite nutrients for your plants. I'll see you soon with some more topics on gardening. Bye bye till then.